welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be on right now. It's been a couple of weeks of excitement, getting prepared, and I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has got to be close to the top.
Thank you, Reader's Magnet, and thank you, John, for putting this forth and taking the chance on us authors in presenting this out to the world.
I've enjoyed this immensely, Joanne.
Ellie, so have I. Thank you for who you are, and thank you, Reader's Magnet. You all are beautiful, and you've worked so very hard, and we are blessed.
We are.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process, because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers. We thank Reader's Magnet and everybody that's involved. I love Reader's Magnet. They say, we share your stories with the world.
Hello, everyone. Hello, fairgoers, and welcome to the Festival of Storytellers. I told myself I wouldn't smile as much this season as I did last season, but I just can't help it. I'm so excited. I am EILEEN MASCHGER, and I am the author of The Fourth Princess. And before I go into depth with that, I just want to thank Reader's Magnet for putting this festival together. Like I said, I was lucky enough to be a part of the last festival, and it was so much fun. And I wanted to be a part of this this season as well. And Reader's Magnet just bent over backwards to make that possible for me. And I just cannot express my thanks deep enough. Words are not enough for what you have done. And the festival is beautiful. To all of you guys who are here enjoying the booths, check out the authors and the stories that they have. I was privileged to meet with a few of them during the preparation stage for all of this, and they are wonderful people with wonderful stories to share. And they're nothing but great things here for you to check out. Also, I would be a horrible daughter if I did not say Happy Veterans Day to all of you who have served and are serving in the United States, are in the military for our country. I have so much respect for you and so much appreciation as a Air Force brat and an Army spouse. I know what it is that you do, what kind of sacrifices you have and your families have. And thank you so much for everything that you do. And to all the fairgoers, if you are enjoying this wonderful session and the Festival of Storytellers and you're just having fun, you have a veteran to thank for that. So be sure to go out and thank a veteran for your freedoms and the awesome country that we live in. Also, I want you to know that those of you who do know me, I love to talk, but I also love questions more. So if you are watching and you have a question, please drop it and at the on the chat box. And halfway through, if I have any questions, I'll be sure to answer them. If not, I'll just keep talking. Either way works for me. I just prefer to answer the questions that you have and talk about what you want me to talk about. So thank you for coming to my booth. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate you. And today, this session we're just going to talk about the fourth princess. And I want to share with you a little surprise that only Reader's Magnet and I know about. So this is my book, The Fourth Princess. This is the original publishing, and very pretty. And this is on shelves now at Amazon.com. But what's going to happen is I am republishing this book through Reader's Magnet because they are that awesome. And look at the new cover they have for me. There we go. So they kept Allison's beautiful painting in the background, which I love. It's all about the painting, you guys. There we go. And then they took the castle and just amped it up. So this cover's good. This one, way better. I could not be happier with how it turned out. And I love, I'm so thankful for the work that the art department put into it. Their blood, sweat, and tears. I am not the easiest person to work with, but they just make me feel amazing and not quite so crazy. So thank you so much for that. And I cannot wait for it to be re-released through Reader's Magnet. All right. So the fourth princess. I love fairy tales. I have not grown out of that stage. I love the stories. I love the characters. I love everything about fairy tales. My favorite is The Princess and the Pea. And why not? This is a story about a confident woman who knows exactly what she wants out of life, who she is, and what she needs to do to achieve her goals. And she maintains this awesome identity while everyone around her doubts her and thinks she's crazy. And they say, oh, well, you need to prove yourself to us that you are who you really are. And instead of getting mad and yelling at them, she says, all right, I'll take your test. I know I'm going to pass because I know who I am and I know what I can do. And honestly, why aren't there more characters like that in the books that we read, in the media that we watch? We need more characters with confidence and self-assuredness that the Princess and the Pea has. And so, I mean, teenagers need that, girls, boys, and honestly, let's be honest, adults, fellow adults, we need some of that, more of that in our life as well. So I love it. So I at this time, growing up, a certain cartoon production studio with a beautiful little mouse as their mascot was putting out a lot of Disney. Oh my gosh, I said it. Sorry. Putting out a lot of princess movies like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. Well, Princess Jasmine in Aladdin. She's just awesome. Not my favorite, but she's still pretty awesome. Anyway, I knew Princess and the Pea was going to be next. I just knew it. You know, they're doing all these princess movies. Princess and the Pea was going to be next. And so I waited and I waited. And it never came. And then they started doing other stuff, which I understand. But I was still deep down in the back. I know it's going to happen. Keep the faith. Keep the faith, EILEEN. It's going to happen. And then time went by and I was watching Lord of the Rings, which, why not? It's a good trilogy. And I was watching a bonus feature where the director, Peter Jackson, was being interviewed. And he was talking about why he chose to do Lord of the Rings. And growing up, he loved the stories and felt that the videos or movies, shows out that depicted it didn't really do it justice. And he kept waiting for someone to come out and do something extraordinary and present these stories in the best light possible, right? And eventually time went by, and he found himself in a position where he could do it. He could produce the movies and do something truly amazing. Oh, hi, Clive. Thank you. Oh, thanks. You think I look beautiful? And thank you so much, Clive. I'm really sorry. I'm just trying to go through the script, and I didn't even realize that things were popping up. I'm so sorry. If you have a question, please post it so that I can answer it later on in the show and actually answer things, talk about things that you want me to talk about. So thank you. Thank you for your comments. Okay, so the point is, if I'm being really honest with myself, the initial spark for the fourth princess came from Peter Jackson, because I started to think, well, why am I waiting? What am I doing waiting around? Maybe I should be the one to write the story that I want to see so badly. So that's what I did. I took all of these ideas that are just floating around in my mind and threw it onto the computer, and it was awful. So bad. It was such a bad story. I'm so happy to tell you that only 2 people in the world have read it, me and one of my editors, Michelle Spano. And both of us agree it is awful. And thankfully, my computer crashed, and because it's a very old computer, and I lost everything on the computer. So I will never, ever, ever have to see that version of my story ever again. So I thought it was out of my system, and more time went by, and a friend of mine, Kaylee, who is another one of my editors, she liked to come by the house and have tea with me and just relax and chill from life, every once in a while. And so she loves stories. She loves stories so much. She has more stories going on in her head than mine, which is saying something. So she would come over and she would tell me about her life. Like maybe 1% of the conversation was about what's going on in life, and the rest is about these stories that are going on in her head. So of course I get hyped up and say, well, I did write a story, but it wasn't that good, and I just have I have a few ideas, but it's all right. And she says, well, tell me about it. So I tell her some things that I liked, things that I would change. And she told me, EILEEN, you got to write the story. And I said, well, I can't, I'm not going to do that. I'm not a good writer. I'm bad at that. And she said, nah, you're going to write it. But the next time I come back, I want to see a couple chapters written. And I'm like, okay. Yes, ma'am. I'll do that. So I did. I grabbed a notebook and started writing. And the next thing I knew, I had a couple chapters. And my husband came home, asked me what I was doing. I told him. He said, cool. That sounds great. Went out, bought me a 5-star, 5-subject notebook with G2 clicky pens that I love. And the rest is history. I wrote it all down. And because of the support of my husband, of Kaylee, my friends, Kaylee, my family, Michelle, I now have this story, this fairy tale that I love and want to share with all of you. So the Fourth Princess. Fourth Princess is a story about Princess Josephine, who has 3 older sisters. And true to storytale fashion, they one is the most beautiful woman in the world, one is the strongest, and one is the smartest. And if you can imagine living in a family where everyone excels at everything, everyone tends to look at her and say, okay, what's your thing? And she never really could figure that out. And as much as she tried to be beautiful or smart or strong, she was good at it, but never quite held the candle to her sisters, which was, frustrating. It can be frustrating. Oh, please continue. Oh, wow. Look at all those comments. I love it. Okay, so she decides that, okay, I love it here. You guys are great, but I need to go out in the world and figure out things for myself. Which, don't we all? Sometimes we need to just get away from the routine and just kind of figure things out in our lives, what we want and what we want to do. So that's what she did. She went out and she starts learning about different cultures, meeting new people, and she loves it. She loves getting to know the people and different stories, going to different countries and stuff, and learning about their history and traditions, which I have to say, that's a little bit of me in there. I had to put that in there because I love doing that myself. So anyway, through her adventures, she meets Prince Wendell, who's never left his castle for reasons I cannot tell you because it would spoil things. But all you need to know is that they become fast friends. They start to learn about one another. They learn about their strengths, their weaknesses that they try to hide, and they talk about their goals that they once thought were impossible, now become a little achievable because of the support that they offer one another. And I love the Fourth Princess because the overall theme, because fairy tales all have a moral of the story and theme, the theme of the Fourth Princess is that nothing is what it seems. First impressions are just a fragment of who we are and the stories that we have. And you see that in all of my characters, actually. I mean, I have a fool that's actually a doctor. I have a king that is crazy. My characters unveil secrets and mysteries about their families and the kingdom that just turn everything on their heads, everything they knew on their heads. And it keeps you guessing. And I love it because honestly, there is so much more to us than you see on the surface. And that's what this festival is all about, sharing one another's stories. We have the author stories, and then we have your stories. And I think that the more that we try to understand one another's stories, we get to understand why we do the things we do, why we think a certain way. And that's where the common ground is formed. And that's when we can start working together to achieve our goals, to make life better for all of us. So I just love the story. I love it for that. Of course, I'm biased because I wrote it and it's amazing to me. My children love it. I did initially write it for them and they enjoy it so much. So that makes my day. And then, of course, my family, who I know a lot of people say, oh, well, your family, they have to be nice. Not my family. They'll tell you if something's horrible. And my family, my in-laws all liked it. And that blew me away. And now strangers, people I've never even met, are reading my story and appreciating it and sharing it with their children. And it is it's undescribable, the feeling that I have, knowing that a part of me, you're taking a part of me and accepting it and embracing it and sharing it with people that you love. I mean, that in and of itself, that's the reward for being an author. Just having your story be shared and have people appreciate the message that you're trying to send. So thank you all. Hey, let's check out some of these comments because there's a lot here. Okay. Fairgoer 657 says, no, please continue to smile. There's my smile. That's the money look right there, honey. Okay. Fairgoer 988 says, excited. I'm excited too. It's so hard not to be excited. I try to be cool and calm. That's just not me. Okay, I like your book cover. I love it too. And honestly, the only reason why it is as amazing as it is because of the wonderful artwork, the abstract artwork of Allison Day Zitnag. She was a friend of mine in high school. She is still my friend and she is extraordinary. And if you ever get the chance to meet her, you have been blessed because she is an extraordinary person and I love her. Okay, Mira says, why is the title The Fourth Princess? Well, because there's 4 princesses, and the youngest is the 4th princess. And that actually turns out to be the name that she goes by when she's out, because she doesn't want to be known as a princess. She wants to be treated like other people, just like a normal person. So she goes by the nickname 4 while she's out in the world. And through her service efforts and trying to help one another, other people, and just trying to be a good person and be nice, she's earned the reputation of the 4th princess. And don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything. That's not really a surprise. So there you go. Fairgoer 657, hello. How are we all princes and princesses? Oh, wow. Awesome question. Well, aren't we all amazing? Secretly, I think we forget. When we're toddlers, we know we're amazing. Everything we do is amazing. And that's why we keep going to our parents saying, watch me, I'm fantastic. And somehow or another, we grow up and we start to listen to doubters and naysayers, the opinions of others and what they think we are. And then we start to question everything we do. And all of that awesomeness, or that princely or princess-like qualities that we have, we tend to forget about them or diminish them or think that they're not as special as they really are. And that's wrong. We all have something amazing inside of us, something amazing that we can share. And I think that's why we're all princes and princesses. Honestly, I say we're all kings and queens. I've never been called a princess. I've always been called EILEEN the Queen by my dad, because I've had this attitude ever since I was a little girl. So we are all royal and have something valuable and amazing to share. So thank you, Fairgoer 657. That was amazing. How do we feel royal all the time? That's hard. Fairgoer 657. It is hard to feel royal all the time. I've actually spent most of my life feeling inadequate and not as amazing as I should. And it really takes a lot of effort. You have to remind yourself every day that you are someone important. And even though you may not know what your special gifts are, the important thing is that you keep trying and that you listen to your inner heart, listen to what you believe in, and if people find the people that build you up and support you and help you discover those qualities, and the people that drag you down, push them away. I mean, not literally, because that's rude and we don't want to do that, but try to just find joy in the people who are positive and want to help you grow and that expect more from you, and you want to live up to that standard that makes you feel better about yourself. So I hope I answered your question. That is a really hard thing, but my biggest thing now is trying to be positive. There's so many things that can drag me down and make me feel horrible right now, but the more positivity I can say about myself and about my life, about what's going on, the happier I am. That is for sure. Okay. Fairgoer 776 says, in the description, it states the adaptation of the classic. Which classic fairy tale? Princess and the Pea. In case you're coming in late, the 4th princess is a retelling of the Princess and the Pea, which the original Grimm fairy tale, which now is not, here's my Grimm fairy tale book right here. It's not in there because it originally is considered a Grimm fairy tale, but because it's not a German fairy tale, it's actually a Dutch one, it's not in there. So anyway, I saw it once. A friend of mine had a book where it was in there, and it is one little paragraph. One little paragraph. So, and to put it in context, other Grimm fairy tales are usually a page or two. Some are longer with 4 or 5 pages, and all the 4th princess got is the 4th princess. All the Princess and the Pea got was a little paragraph. So here's my book, paragraph. Yeah, you could say I had a little fun with that. So There we go. Let's move on. Fairgoer 988, hello. By any chance, do you think of writing other genre aside from fairy tales? Yes, I do, but I need to get fairy tales out of my system. My second book that's coming out is an adaptation of the Grimm fairy tale Snow White and Rose Red. It is amazing, and I'm going to talk about all about that in tomorrow's live session. And the plan is, here's my plan. I don't know if it'll happen, but the plan is to do one more fairy tale of a forgotten classic, just like Princess of the Pea and Snow White and Rose Red. One more, and that way I have a nice little set of 3, and then I can move on to other things. Because, yeah, I am starting to get burned out with fairy tales, but I still love them. I still think they're great, and I am having lots of fun with it. Thank you. These are good questions. Elaine. Hello, Elaine. Hi. 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 I remember you from last season. It's great to see you again this season. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. It's nice to have a return follower. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, if you still love me after this, you can see me. I'm on Facebook. There is a link that you can come to my my author page on Facebook. It's Eileen's writing. It's called Eileen's Writing Desk. It's a mouthful, but it makes sense once you're there. So come and join my author group. Guile says the new book cover looks better than the current one. Oh, yes, it does. But what's important is the content of the book. Would you mind sharing a little bit of introduction of the book and how you were inspired to write the book? Well, the content, I think I kind of covered all this, but I will try to sum it up. It's the content of this book is about a princess who's going out in the world and trying to find her way in the world and discover herself. Okay, and she meets a prince who's also trying to figure out the same thing, and together they figure it all out and live happily ever after. There's your nice little content right there. Okay, how many books have you written? Do you have a current one? The Forgotten Prince is being published as we speak. I really hope it's out around Christmas time, if not beginning of the year. And yes, I'm really excited about that one. It's amazing. I can't wait to talk about it tomorrow. Who is the designer of your book? Reader's Magnet. They are amazing. But like I said, the painting credit goes to Allison Day Zitnak. She is wonderful. Just read the synopsis, and I say that got me interested. Thank you, Giles. Would you be able to share a little bit more? Yes, I'll tell you all about the Forgotten Prince tomorrow. I am running out of time, and I can't believe that. Our fascination, Fairgrower 657, our fascination of royalty seems to never end. We all love them. Why do you think that is the case? Because we are secretly royal in and of ourselves. We all have a little bit of royalty in ourselves. That's why. And we want that to shine forth. That's why. Howard Martin says, my family does not support my pet. I am so sorry, but I support you, Howard. I am going late, and I'm so sorry. I'm just going to keep going until John cuts me off. And if I don't get to your question, I will respond to it. Elaine, I was named after my great-grandma. I was named after my grandmother, too. So interesting. Princess and the Pea is my fave. Oh, did I miss the storytelling? That's okay, Wayne. This presentation is going to be available to watch after the session ends. So you can, even if you miss it, you can come view it again as often as you want. And I would appreciate it if you do, because I do feel pretty rushed. Don't go, Gate. Oh, Elaine, I love you so much. Thank you so much. I hope I answered all of your questions. I do feel like a little rushed. I should spend less time talking next time. So, but thank you very much for coming to my live session. Thank you for everything. Once again, my book, The Fourth Princess, is available on Amazon.com. And if you want some extra insight and details, you can join me. You can join me on Facebook there's a link on my author profile that takes you straight there. But if you want to just type it up, it's Eileen's Writing Desk. EILEEN's Writing Desk. It is a mouthful, but it looks great on the computer. Oh, my stage manager says, please continue. Well, Elaine, you got your wish. I am continuing. Any other questions, please post them. When will you go live again? Wayne, that is a good question. I will be live at 10 o'clock. Well, same time as now, 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. That's noon Eastern Standard Time. And that's today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And on Sunday, I go live, I want to say at 3 o'clock. Mountain Standard Time. But honestly, my schedule is listed. If you look underneath this broadcast, it says broadcast, and then it says schedule and replay last session. Under schedule tells you all. But honestly, the one that I am most looking forward to is I'm going to be a part of the Author of the Hour this season at the festival. So that will be on November 21st. This festival goes all the way until November 21st. So enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the other stories that are available in the other booths. And come and just round out your fun experience with me at the Author of the Hour on the 21st. It's at 4 o'clock. You know, I really should just have this all written down, but I only have it on my phone. Festival of Storytellers, Author of the Hour at 4 o'clock. Sorry, no, 4:30 Mountain Standard Time on the 21st. So that is the thing I'm most looking forward to. But I am excited to talk to you about The Forgotten Prince tomorrow in that session. And then on Saturday, I will be talking about me and my writing process and what inspires me and things like that. And then on Sunday, I will be going live at, like I said, I think it's at 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And I will just be answering questions. So if I didn't get your questions, and if you have a question that's just crazy, insane, just send me a message and I'll make sure I address it on Sunday during that session. And like I said, they said the Reader's Magnet set it up so well today, this season, because you can replay every live session that I've done. Oh, look at that. So many more comments. Can we get a copy of your book with your signature? I am a fairly new author, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that. The only thing I know to do is, there's got to be an easier way to do this. But what I have been doing is that you would buy a copy. Well, we'll get in touch. You can email me right now, okay, through the festival. You can buy a copy through Amazon, send it to me. I will sign it and then mail it to you. So that's the best system I know. If there's an author out there that has a better system, I would love to know it, because it would make life a whole lot easier for me and for my readers. Smiley, hello, Smiley. I saw the cover of The Forgotten Prince, though it is still ongoing. It is so beautiful. It is beautiful. Reader's Magnet has really pulled out all their stops for me, which is why I am republishing the Fourth Princess with them. And it's also why I've chosen to publish The Forgotten Prince with them as well. Reader's Magnet they're amazing. They pull out all the stops. They want to see me succeed. I mean, their ultimate goal is for me to be amazing. And they'll do everything possible to do it. So I really do love them. I never regret working with them. Leanne, I can't wait for tomorrow. The cover for The Forgotten Prince is so pretty. I can't wait either. But as much as I would love to talk about The Forgotten Prince right now, I have to tease you, and you'll have to wait until tomorrow. So thank you. It's nice to know that other people are just as excited about that. The Fourth Princess she's my favorite. Josephine, Princess Josephine, she's my favorite. I will next Thursday, when I go live again at 10 o'clock, I will tell you more about the fourth princess, more about the characters, their development, and their stories. I will tease you right now. Of course, the fourth princess Josephine is based off of me. That does not mean she is me. She is more like the person I want to be. Okay. Yeah, she has short black hair. Short dark hair like mine. She's very opinionated, but she has way more confidence than I will ever have, and I love her for it. So she is the person I aspire to be, or that I dream I can be like one day. So, and yes, I have more character things to tell you about, but seriously, I don't want to blow this. Let me see, how am I doing with time, John? I feel like I'm taking up way more than I should, but I will. Oh, Leanne, you'll be here tomorrow. Wonderful news. I really am excited for tomorrow. I need to go over a script to make sure I don't ramble on, but the Forgotten Prince. The fourth princess will always be my favorite, but the Forgotten Prince is so much better. So one of my editors, Michelle, she is amazing. And when she read through the fourth princess, my first draft, it was a headache. Like, it drove her crazy because there were a lot of things I needed to fix. When she read my draft of the Forgotten Prince for her to edit, did I say that right? When she read the draft of the fourth princess, it gave her a headache because there was a lot to fix. When she read the draft of the Forgotten Prince, the first initial read through, she loved it. And she had to think about what she had to fix. I mean, it wasn't as obvious. It was so clearly my writing is getting better, which practice makes perfect, right? So I have definitely evolved as a writer. I will always have a special place in my heart for Fourth Princess, but I do love Forgotten Prince. I love everything about how it came, the process and the characters, and how the story just kind of transformed. It's truly special and amazing. So John still wants me to continue. I have more stuff to say. Seriously, if you have more questions, just throw them out there. Let me tell you about let me tell you about how I describe the characters in the fourth princess. You'll notice in all of my writing, actually, that I am not always so detailed when it comes to describing my characters. I'll say that they're tall, or that they have short hair, or that they're wearing a red dress, things like that, or eye color, but as far as everything else, that's completely up to the imagination. I did that on purpose. Not because I'm a lazy writer. No, because there's so much more. I care more about what's going on in my characters' heads than what they look like. Because honestly, we all go through the same stuff. Regardless of what we look like, we all have that same personal struggle, inner struggle, and trying to figure out what we should do, how we should handle things. And I think that is the more compelling story than a handsome prince dancing around on stage, things like that. So, well, seriously, I'm overwhelmed. Do you want to stop? I think that's good. I don't want to stay too long and spoil my broadcast. So I think I've given you enough to tease you with, so that you come back tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and enjoy all of my broadcasts. So thank you. So I just want to end and thank you all so much for coming and being a part of my booth and my broadcast. Thank you for asking about the fourth princess. Once again, it is available on shelves now at Amazon.com. And you can, if you want more insight and more details, you can follow me and my author board on Facebook. That's EILEEN'sWritingDesk.com. And I will see .com, Eileen's Writing Desk on Facebook. And I will see you all tomorrow and tell you all about the Forgotten Prince, since everyone seems to be excited. So thank you so much. Bye. Thank you, John. Seriously, John, thank you.